Came out to get a little time lapse for this week's episode, and I'm gonna go ahead and allow you to say it now that Thanksgiving's over and the first frost has hit. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel and thanks for checking out this video. So now that Thanksgiving, at least down here in the States, is over and you've had your turkey, you've had your stuffing, you've probably gone out and done your Black Friday shopping, your Small Business Saturday shopping, and yesterday you may have done your Cyber Monday shopping. It is finally time to turn our attention to Christmas. Let me get a little bit more into the Christmas spirit. That's better. Nothing quite says Christmas like a tacky Christmas sweater, complete with tie. As I said, it is now time to turn our attention to the next holiday, Christmas. For some people, Christmas already started at the beginning of November. That is way too early for this. You got to make it all the way through Turkey Day. You got to have your turkey, your stuffing, and all that kind of stuff. And then we can turn our attention to Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year. And with our attention now turned to Christmas, you're going to see a lot more of these style videos from a lot more people, I guarantee it. But I wanted to go ahead and get mine out. And I know Black Friday and Small Business Saturday were last week, and Cyber Monday was earlier this week, but there's still plenty of time for you to get a gift for that photographer or videographer in your life. And if you're anything like me, you're not really that great at gift giving. I always kind of defer to my wife when it comes to things that we get for other family members because she is really good at gift giving. But talking to my friend John Engel, he's doing a video similar to this, I decided I wanted to put together a list of the top 10 items that I felt you could not go wrong with if you were to give these to your photographer or videographer friend in your life. Some of these items are a little more expensive. We'll get into that as we get a little bit more into it. And then some of these items are a little easier to maybe be stocking stuffers, but I have 10 items along with a few surprises along the way. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you, some of these items aren't necessarily for everyone. These are my top 10 items, but you know, it might actually end up working and being a fun gift for somebody else. So we're going to go ahead and start off with my number 10 item. Number 10 is a vintage camera. I love to collect old vintage cameras like this one. I really don't think this Petri 7 is worth a whole lot. I think I paid a whopping 20 bucks for it. But you can go to almost any antique store, some pawn shops, that kind of thing, and you can find some really cool looking old vintage cameras that just make great accent pieces for offices. So I have a growing classic camera collection in my office, and so this is one of those, and that is my number 10 item. Number 9, I'm not gonna be able to show you. It is either a tripod, which my camera is sitting on, or a GorillaPod. These tend to be about $45 or up. The way I look at it, don't skimp. You get what you pay for with these. And every photographer and every videographer obviously needs a good tripod, and GorillaPods have really gotten more popular in recent years thanks to vlogging. You can set them, you can get much lower, better angles, but either a tripod or a GorillaPod is my number 9 item for you. Now there are 3 items in this list that kind of get grouped together, but they're actually spread out. And these are items that I have never talked to another photographer, another videographer, another creative, and they have never said that they have had too much of this. At number 8 is the first of these items, and those are external hard drives. I have a couple different ones here, a WD and a Seagate. Both of these are, I believe, 4 terabyte drives. The great thing about memory, and we'll come back to this in a little bit, is it used to be really expensive to get really good drives, really good memory cards. Now you can pick up memory for an external hard drive, either build one yourself, a solid state, something like that, or you can pick up memory cards for just, you know, pennies on the dollar, it feels like, at least compared to what they used to be. But like I said, I've never talked to a fellow creative, a fellow photographer, videographer, what have you, who said, I've got too much storage. I don't need any more storage. So getting them an external hard drive, whether it be solid state or some of these other ones, you can't go wrong with those. Number 7 on my list is another item that I'm not going to be able to hold and show it to you because I'm using it, and that is an external microphone. I'm using a Deity now, but whether you go with a Rhode mic, a Deity mic, or something else, you can't go wrong with giving, especially the video person another microphone. There are times where they may say, oh, I've already got one, thanks. It doesn't hurt to have a spare. You may forget it at the office, you may forget it at the house. It always helps to have that extra one that maybe never leaves your camera bag. So I would recommend getting an external microphone for the videographer and maybe even the photographer in your life to let them open up more possibilities. These kind of tend to run in the $65 to $100 range. Again, it's one of those like the tripod. Don't skimp on this. Go ahead and be ready to spend a little extra more money so that you get quality in what you're buying. Now, my number 6 item is very similar to my number 10 item. It's not for everyone. Some people already have these, some people have no interest in these, and that's perfectly fine. I totally understand that. But it's something that I just recently did my year-end review on after owning it for a year, and that is the DJI Mini 2 drone. If you have a video person in your life who is looking to get into drone photography, drone videography, they want to try some new things, I think this is the perfect starter drone for them. Granted, I don't have a lot of experience with Autel and some of these other awesome drone makers, but for what I have learned with this thing in the last year, you can't beat it. And if you're going to buy that, I highly suggest the Fly More combo, so that you can get the 3 extra batteries with the charging hub. It's great because you can charge all 3 batteries. You'll always have an extra battery ready to go, it seems, and it also serves as an external charging unit for your phone or for something else that uses USB charging. If they already have the drone and you're looking for a drone item, they might not already have ND filters. I also covered that in my last video. This package of Skyreach that I got, they range from about $30 to $75, again, depending on the quality, depending on, you know, what people are saying on Amazon, that kind of thing. This one came with 6. Some kits only come with 3. I really like the 6 because you never know if it's going to be a bright sunny day like this. You want, you know, a 32 or a 64, but if it's a cloudier day, you may just want the UV filter. They may want to try the variable ND filter. It's really great to go ahead and think of either this for either drones or ND filters for their actual camera if they don't already have them. So number 6 for me is either the DJI Mini 2 Fly More combo or ND filters for your drone or for their camera. Now, before we break into the top 5 for my items, I wanted to give you some fairly easy, less expensive items for stocking stuffers. These are great items that I keep in my bag, that I know a lot of creatives use, and a lot of times you can't have too many of them because, again, you place them in your car, you place them in the bag, you place a couple at the office and that kind of thing, and a lot of them are either really, they get used up really quickly, or you just lose them because they're so small. 1, 2, 3. So here are 5 items that I think make great stocking stuffers for photographers or videographers. Number 1, again, I don't have one of these things, but it's the converter for the camera on your phone, whether it's a filter or it gives you a telephoto, something like that. I've heard that those have gotten really popular. I just prefer to use either my camera if I need telephoto, or I just, you know, bite the bullet and use what's already in the camera, but I've heard that those are quite popular right now. Another thing, one of those things that I feel is undervalued, and sometimes somebody gets it and they're like, ah, thanks, no thanks, or whatever, but that is a good cleaning kit for your camera. These come with things like Q-tips, they come with a little blower in there, they come with some cleaning fluid and a couple different towels. Also, something that I don't exactly have on me right now, but I do have one on my phone, are screen protectors. In this day and age where some devices have multiple screens on them, you can't go wrong with a good screen protector. My phone is a great example of that. If I didn't have this screen protector, my screen would be absolutely trashed right now. Now, these last 2 items you might not think of. One, the average person might look at it and go, oh, thanks. It's almost like socks. It's almost like a tie. It's almost like something like that. But I guarantee when they start using it, they won't be able to stop. And the other is something that, again, you just need these all over the place because they come in really, really handy for everything. One of them is something that my father-in-law turned me on to, and it's self-gripping rapid storage strap. I use this all in the office. I've used this to wrap my cords a lot neater and make it to where I don't have cords just hanging all over the place in around my desk, so I'm not constantly kicking or getting stuck in them. It's really great. It has little perforated areas where you can go really long, really short, and it just makes it really easy to keep everything nice, clean, and tidy. The other thing, like I said, this is something you want to have multiple of because you lose them, they get left places, and that is a good multi-tool. You can't beat having a multi-tool like this one that has pliers, it has a knife, it has different screwdriver attachments, and this one actually also has a little LED flashlight that you can see right there. They're relatively inexpensive. They last a long time, and they're just great to eat, great and easy to plop in the camera bag, put in your vehicle. So now we are into my top 5 items that I think make great gifts for the creative, the photographer, the videographer in your life. Coming in at number 5, again, it's kind of like the self-gripping wrap-it or kind of thing. Somebody may get in, they may like, oh, thanks, but they don't realize until they actually need it how great of a gift it is. And that is a power strip with USB ports already built in. This particular one from Tessa, I'm not really sure. I got it off of Amazon and it ran me $25. These can range anywhere from $15 to $25. You can get really long cords, you can get really short cords, but it has 6 normal outlets and then it has 3 USB ports on it. And it's amazing the amount of space that it helps free up to where you don't need the brick that takes up 3 spots, even though it only uses 1. Again, it might seem kind of silly at first, but I guarantee that a power strip with USB ports will be a very popular gift that they will appreciate in their office. So number 4 and number 3 are kind of a hybrid, and I could actually probably introduce them together. So number 4 and number 3 are combined. So number 4 is a portable battery backup like this one. Number 3 is memory cards, extra memory cards, or a memory card holder, as well as actually more extra batteries. I've never met somebody, whether they're creative or not really, who said they had enough batteries, they had enough storage, they had enough memory. So the more of those items you can give them, the better. So find out what kind of camera they have, whether it be for the GoPro, whether it be for their mirrorless DSLR, find out what kind of memory card they need. Most cameras these days take just a simple SD card, but don't skimp on these. You definitely want to get like the SanDisk Extreme Pro like this one. You want to make sure that they're also big enough that they won't have to like put 1 gig in, only get 1 clip and then take it out and replace it. You want to make sure that you get a good size and a good quality memory card for that. I also have CF cards because my 7D still takes those. Back to number 4. I really love this battery backup. It has 2 USB ports. It will charge a cell phone or a GoPro for over 8 hours. It's great for when the power goes out, but it's also great for when you're traveling. Not all cars, rental cars kind of thing, have enough ports, and sometimes you forget a charger or whatever, but you're able to just plug in really easily and charge your cell phone, charge a GoPro, charge anything that takes USB really, really quickly with this. And they make just one of the best gifts ever. And they're also kind of easy to put in the stocking, but this is my number 4, and these are my number 3. All right, for number 2, again, this is another item that not everybody will like, not everybody will necessarily appreciate, but I feel like everybody, every creative, whether a photographer or videographer, they probably need, and that is a portable light. This Aputure MC RGB, it's awesome. It has all sorts of features. It can do, it can imitate fire, it can imitate emergency lights, it can give you blue, green, yellow, all sorts of tints to your lights. It can do really low intensity, really high intensity, and it's also controllable via an app on your phone. And one of the neat things, I can't display it here, is it has 2 magnets, so it can magnetize to it. Truck side, to a C-post. It's really handy to just be able to slide this somewhere, set a different tone, mount it somewhere, you know, get a little bit more lighting on. And these come in really, really handy for different kind of creative uses. And because it's handheld, you could do long exposures, painting with light, that kind of thing. So I think a portable creative light like an Aputure is a great gift to add for your creative. So now we come to my number 1 item for the creative in your life. And this really only works, unfortunately, it doesn't work for videographers, it works for photographers and even graphic designers. And that is to get one of their pieces of work printed. And so I really encourage you that if you have somebody who's made some creative work that is easy to print, to go to, you know, spend a little extra money and get the 11x14, get something nice and big that they can hang in their office. Because a lot of times as creatives, we're proud of our work, but we can't narrow it down to what we think would be the best image for our office, for our home, that kind of thing. And if you can kind of be like, I remember this photo that you shared, I loved it, I think you should have that. If you can help them narrow it down by getting something printed for them, they will really appreciate it. And also spend the extra money to go ahead and get it matted, get it framed, or you can go to a store like Michael's or Hobby Lobby and get frames and do the matting and the framing yourself really simply, really easily. Or get a canvas. The canvases look beautiful of the national parks that Laura and I have been to. And so it's just a really extra gesture. It's an awesome extra gesture that I think a photographer or a graphic designer would really appreciate if you got one or multiple of their photos printed for them. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 items that make great gifts for the creative in your life, as well as the top 5 stocking stuffers that I feel will just take your gift giving to the next level this year. If you feel like I missed something or something shouldn't have been on my list, feel free to drop a comment below and let me know. I love hearing different ideas from people that have different items than I do in their camera bags, and it might help me change my ideas for what I may ask for or buy next year. I've dropped links for just about everything down in the description below, so that it makes it a lot easier for you to find things like the Aputure Light, the Mini 2, the ND filters, things like that. If you enjoyed this video, hit the little like button. If you don't already, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.